What's up, my guys? We are back in line once again this week. 2 hour delay. 2 hour delay. School started a little late today. We got lunchtime pushed back a little bit. You know how that works. But we're here, We still get to eat. Life's good. So, some things happen sometimes. I'm happy to see you guys. We're here. What is up?
What is up? What is up? I'm just happy to be back in the line. Sad for the delay, but I'm happy we're all together because that's what truly matters is us being together. Had a good weekend, excited to be back, and we're just gonna keep climbing up that mountain at an incline at all times, getting a little better.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out. Apologies to be made, not to you at all, JT, but to the Kelce brothers. I've been the biggest haters of the Kelce brothers, I feel like, for a couple seasons now. Not more so Jason, mainly Travis. That was a deep-rooted hate that he was a Kansas City Chief, really had nothing to do with himself. After watching the brothers, seeing how they interact on New Heights clips, the energy. I just want to give a formal apology to the Kelce brothers, and that's why Taylor Swift is now my therapist. And go Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Shout out Taylor Swift. You're the queen. And that's all. That's really all I have to say. I just had to get that off my chest.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Kelce brothers. Yeah, I think they're pretty cool. Travis, I get why people don't like him sometimes, but I'm a fan of both. I don't think I'm really rooting for the Chiefs to win. You know what? I don't even really think I'm rooting for anyone to win. I simply just am not that excited about it. The NFL pissed me off last week with all the shenanigans going on. So I think I'm just going to sit back, relax, and enjoy the game. I don't even think I'll be rooting for anyone. I normally, in situations like that, end up rooting for someone, but it's in like real time. You know what I mean? You ever like watch a game completely unbiased, but then you just start to kind of root for someone? That's probably what's going to happen for me.
Yeah, I mean, I spent a handful of years of my life rooting against greatness, and I told myself I will never do it again. I'm going to appreciate the Patrick Mahomes era because I did not appreciate the Tom Brady era. I'm not saying I have to like him and root for him every single game, but I do think it's something to be had that he's already playing in his fourth Super Bowl at the age of 28 with the chance to already have 3 Super Bowls under his belt. I think that's very impressive. And it also goes to show week in and week out, the AFC. I mean, you got Josh Allen in there, Joe Burrow in there, Lamar Jackson in there. People like to say Justin Herbert, but he sucks. But I'll just say Justin Herbert just to say it, to get the people going. It's very impressive. I'm excited, but I think before we jump the gun, we have to look to the weekend before, boys. NASCAR is back this weekend. The Clash is back. Full Speed came out on Netflix last night. I already watched 4 out of the 5 episodes. I am locked in. I hope this brings more eyes, more views to NASCAR. I only think this makes the sport bigger, and I'm just getting excited to watch the boys fire up the cars again.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Netflix documentary, is it a documentary basically where they're kind of just behind the scenes, almost like the F1?
Yes, yeah. Pretty
That's
much the last year's playoff run, essentially.
That's awesome. And I think it's so awesome that they're able to do that quick turnarounds. Like end of the season, they have all the footage, they hurry up and edit it and put it out for this season. So it's like, yeah, you're going to watch what already happened, but it's so quick. It's kind of cool to see all the behind the scenes. And I agree. I think it will just bring new eyes and stuff like that. It's like I watched some of the big races and stuff like that, but I don't know any personality of any of the drivers, to be honest. I don't know.
It's just so sick because now we're learning about intricacies. Like, I had no idea that William Byron's girlfriend is Ryan Blaney's sister. So now the massive playoff race where William Byron pushed Blaney for the win means so much more now. And now we're looking back to the first cut where everybody knew this, but at the time I didn't think about it. You had Denny Hamlin, who was already in, and at the cut line was Bubba Wallace, who is his racer in 2311 Racing, and his teammate Ty Gibbs. And it was basically between those two. And like Denny went on his podcast and basically was like, yeah, I'm pushing Bubba. I own that team. Like, and it's, I just think it's very cool to see the work that's put in, because like, I think most ignorant people that don't understand racing or even understand F1, watch any of that stuff, I really think people just really believe they just get in a car and drive in a circle. And I honestly think that's what probably 70% of people that don't understand racing probably don't realize the preparation that goes into it. So it's cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Like, everyone just assumes it's something so simple, but they are true, like, world-class athletes. I know just from, like, it's probably very similar to, like being a pilot in terms of the G forces being applied to like their necks and their bodies when they're whipping around that fast around those turns. So I think it's going to be cool. I think it as well, like, even if you're a casual fan, I think it's good for casual fans as well, because let's say, oh, all they do is, turn left, turn left, turn left. You watch this, you're going to get all the behind the scenes, and then you're going to get like the big action at the end, or like the passes or the crashes. Like, it's kind of just like a montage of everything that happens. Maybe it's a week long, maybe it's a couple races in one episode. I have they had any episodes yet, or they just announced it?
Yeah, no. So it actually dropped on Tuesday. So all 5 episodes are out right now. I was sad about it only being 5 episodes, but then I did the math, and it's like you can break it down to watch an episode a day to lead up to the Clash on Sunday. So that idea is pretty cool. Teaches you about NASCAR, teaches you about how the playoffs work. It's just always cool to see peek behind the curtain of people that you envy and watch and root for, and get to actually see their day-to-day life. Like, that's why I think podcasting got so big, and that's why I think like shows like this we're starting to see in every sport, because not only do I want to root for somebody every weekend, but I also want to just understand them. I mean, kind of get a peek behind the curtain. So it's sick.
Yeah, that's cool. And I Netflix is kind of just owning everything in terms of behind the scenes stuff. It's like they do the full swing with golf. They what else have they done? Now I just blanked.
They did
Formula One,
Point Break with tennis.
Point Break tennis. Don't they have? Do they have the quarterback? They got a quarterback too. Quarterback. Yeah. Is there a basketball one out yet? No basketball.
Nah,
maybe no basketball. I mean, they're so prima donnas.
You got to start trying in the sport in the regular season before you.
Yeah, nobody even cares about basketball. Like, LeBron James, you suck. But no, yeah, I'm excited. I didn't get to watch it yet, the NASCAR show. I'm super pumped. I saw the one clip. I think it was like probably 30-second clip of Kyle Larson talking about how good Christopher Bell is, and my blood was just freaking. I was ready to run through a brick wall for Christopher Bell. Excited to watch my boy CB on TV. Probably busted out the whole thing this weekend. I think they probably did like 5 episodes to as like a feeler, I'm guessing, maybe, to see if it does well. See people like latch onto it, hop on board, and then maybe next year or something they'll have like a longer season or something. That would be cool.
And I love it because Little E's the producer. He's in episodes, and I think it's like Peyton Manning with quarterback. I'm sure the Formula One show had some kind of Formula One connection, and the Point Break show. It's cool to see guys that love the sport put the sport on display and be able to explain it to get a casual person excited for it. So I think that's another dynamic too that you'll like, JT.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really excited to check it out. Yeah, I'm excited for the Clash to start. Excited for freaking not excited for the Super Bowl, but it's just a couple weeks. Daytona 500 is back again. I can't believe. Well, that's what's nice about NASCAR. There's only like a 3-month break or however many months it is. So that'll be coming up. Me and Angie will be in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, that weekend. So I'll be getting to watch the Daytona 500 in a nice, cozy log cabin. So very much looking forward to this NASCAR season.
Also, real quick, Tiggy, and then you can go. The Super Bowl, it does have a lot of cool storylines, though. Like it is like a four-year rematch. You have Kyle Shanahan and Christian McCaffrey trying to do what his dad Mike Shanahan and Ed McCaffrey did at the Broncos. You know, Kyle and Christian have known each other forever. You got the whole Patrick Mahomes dynasty era. There's a lot of people saying Travis Kelce might retire. A lot of people saying Andy Reid might retire after this game. I know right now people are like, oh, same old, but at least it's the elite of elite, and at least we know this game's going to be an absolute banger. 4 years ago, this game was dominated by the 49ers until the last quarter when the Chiefs just did incredible things. It's also the not reunion, whatever the word is, of the beautiful Shakira and J-Lo halftime that we had 4 years ago. That was incredible. A lot of cool storylines for this game. I'm with JT though. I'm ready for NASCAR. I just am excited. I'm just excited to get back because when I think of NASCAR, I think of warm weather, and I'm fucking ready for warm weather. This cold shit is for the birds.
Couldn't agree more. Ready for the warm weather. That's easy for me to say though, as I just put the air conditioning on earlier today. So it was 71, so I turned it down to 68. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the Super Bowl. I'm just excited for a good game. And I'm a big fan of. I don't know if I mentioned on here, but I do like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift together. I think it's really cool.
Same.
I don't.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like big fan of Travis Kelce, honestly. I mean, he's kind of like just like a big bro, which is whatever. But I think it's so cool that Taylor Swift is like there supporting him like as much as she can, and it's crazy to see. And the people that get all worked up about it are insane.
It's corny.
Insane.
No, I do. I like them together. I think they're a great couple. I think the annoyance is how that's become like what it's all about, which I understand that. Like I feel it. That can be annoying, but I like the relationship. Like when people are like saying, oh, like their relationship's fake, like this, that, and the other thing, I'm like, dude, okay, come on.
It was, but let's call it what it is. It was a fair early assumption. It was a fair, really early thing. But now it's like, I'm with you guys. It's like, it's just corny. Get over it. Anything Taylor Swift does, she is the star of. She's incredible. She's earned that right. She's bringing more eyes to football. Like, I think the hate's weird. I think people that actually get bothered that they show her all the time is weird. Like, they think of any kind of big Patriots game. They would show Giselle in the box after every single thing, and there wasn't hate because she wasn't Taylor Swift. Like, it's like, get over it. Taylor Swift, she's only like 33 or 34. She's still a very young adult. She's having fun. Like, get over it. I think it's so it's just obnoxious, I think. I can't even put words to it how much those people bother me.
Yeah. Well, the best of them all is Kelce.
Oh,
Jason Kelce's wife. I think she's the best.
She's
after watching the Kelce documentary. It's mainly about Jason Kelce, but it's kind of about all of them. I think she's so freaking cool. She's just super chill, likes to just stay behind the scenes, and she just seems like an all around A+ wife and mom of the great Jason Kelce and his kids. So big fan of her. Back to what you said about Travis Kelce rumoring to retire. If they win, in my opinion, why would you not? You're the best tight end ever. You're winning a Super Bowl. Okay. He's probably going to be the best tight end.
Best tight end ever?
100%.
Who's better?
Gronk? Over Gronk?
100%.
Over Tony Gonzalez? He might not even be the best tight end of the Chiefs.
Tony Gonzalez, dude, how many rings does Tony have?
Okay, here's the thing.
Wait, did Tony play for the Chiefs or did he play for the Falcons?
Both. He played for both.
Both, okay. Antonio Gates?
Not even recency bias.
How many rings does he have?
Jeremy Shockey?
20 years from now, when it's all history, Travis Kelce will be called the greatest tight end ever. I'm not even saying it because it's recent. I think he'll be the best tight end ever. But anyway, best tight end ever.
Hold on.
Why wouldn't you retire? Go ahead.
Let's actually think about this though, because we're decent football guys. We get ball.
Yeah, I'm all right, but yeah, you guys are. Go ahead.
I like genuinely out of all those people that you named, Tig, I'm not going to take away their accomplishments, but if we are in a fourth quarter, 4 minutes, we're down by 10, we got to score twice. And we got to score quickly twice. Out of all those guys you just named, there's no other guy I'd want on my team than Travis Kelce.
I mean, I'm gonna have to differ. I think Gronk is the number one.
In my opinion,
Gronk is the number one.
In my opinion, Gronk is the only one that is an argument.
I think too. Like, I think we're forgetting that. I mean, the times where Mahomes can just go and everyone can be like, oh, it's the quarterback too. Yeah, Gronk had fucking Brady, Kelce has Mahomes. Okay, same, like they cancel each other out. But the fact that we see takeovers such as like Mahomes to Kelce, it was the exact same thing with Brady and Gronk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Kelce would grab it and run 20 more yards. Gronk did that too when he was younger. Gronk did that too. They both have some injury issues. I don't know what the total stats are. I don't know the total years. I don't know the yards. I don't know the touchdowns. But I feel like I can remember Gronk being more like devastating to the other opposing team. Like,
he's bigger.
Yeah.
Like he's bigger and probably like way harder to take down. I don't know. I don't know. I'm with Jake on this one. Even though,
dude, it's not even close.
Even though we're mad at each other.
Do you look up the stats?
I'm still gonna give my on-field pitch before I get to this.
Did you chat GBT the stats?
100%. That's
he
how I got it.
Who's the best tight end?
No, but maybe this is just my memory serving me wrong. This could be it. I think more of a Gronk guy, of like a guy that would make big catches, but would not have to do yak type situations to score those touchdowns. And by yak means yards after catch for everybody listening.
Exactly.
I just think of Rob Gronkowski of like a guy that would make a big catch, maybe break that tackle in front of him and either be in the end zone or run it, which is still incredible. I say it like that, but like it's still an incredible thing. Where I think of Travis Kelce as a guy that like catches the ball on this side of the field, goes 50 yards, and he scores a touchdown all the way down here. So like, I mean, the stats just aren't even close. Like it. Go ahead, Tig.
Well, before we get to the stats, okay. I just want to bring up one factor that I would say Travis Kelce lacks.
Okay.
And it's because of Kadarius Toney.
Okay.
Because that lateral play he had early in the season was incredible, but Toney was offside, so that gets taken away.
That's fair.
I think if that plays in there, maybe I side with Kelce. But I'm happy to listen to the stats.
Yeah, so
because of one that shut up.
Okay, so here I'll make this quick. Travis Kelce has more games played at about 20. He has about 289 more receptions, pretty much about 2,000 more receiving yards. Gronk has a higher yards per reception, and Gronk actually has 18 more receiving touchdowns than Travis Kelce does. That's basically all the big ones here. So I guess, and again, not saying I'm right or wrong, but that would kind of make sense with kind of my memory of Gronk, where Gronk was just like catching and touchdown scenarios where Travis Kelce was more catching, making plays on the field. And again, that's just my memory. I don't know if that's accurate.
Because Travis Kelce gives me more. Gronk is like he was great, but he was so big, huge guy that was hard to tackle and stuff. Or Travis Kelce could do basically everything Gronk could do, except he was a more he's like slimmer and can do more juking and jiving and yards after the catch kind of thing, Like Gronk as Gronk is like Shaq, right?
Yes.
I don't have someone to compare Travis Kelce to because I'm not that, with basketball people. But Gronk is like Shaq, and then Travis Kelce is like the same, but just not as dominantly big.
LeBron.
Not as dominantly big. Okay, yeah, sure. But
maybe not LeBron. Maybe not LeBron. Maybe I don't know. Maybe like Wilt Chamberlain or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. Will.
Wilt. Yeah. But yeah, see, I think I got my good point across there.
So I was curious about the stats, and you said 20 less games for Gronk, and I was like, oh, so Kelce maybe just played longer. Gronk has one more season than Kelce right now.
Injuries.
Yeah, a lot of injuries because Gronk played 11 seasons. This is Travis Kelce's 10th. And that was 2,000 more yards. I'm like, okay, that's probably 2 seasons. A lot more catches for Kelce.
Yeah.
And I agree. Maybe he's utilized a little more, but I also think that it hurts Kelce that he's down 18 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Because it makes it seem like touchdowns is a massive stat, I feel like, for tight ends.
For sure.
So the fact that Gronk is so much higher than Travis Kelce, it makes it seem like Travis Kelce can't get open in the end zone.
I feel like Gronk was always that guy down on the
goal line,
the 10 to the goal line, where Tom Brady would just toss it up to Gronk.
Which would make sense why his yards are lower.
Yeah. And then Kelce's from right when you get the ball all the way down the field, targeting him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
see, I would
yards after catch yards per reception would differ with that.
Well, I would put Gronk in Antonio Gates's category, where Gronk is more of a red zone, score the touchdown tight end, as where I would put Travis Kelce in more of a George Kittle. Trying to think of another type of tight end that is a tight end, but also is kind of like a thick ass slot receiver.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But again, this isn't discounting anything. Gronk is great. Gronk is one of the greatest of all time. I just want to get that clear from my perspective. But I guess I don't know, dude. It's probably recency bias, but I think Travis Kelce just I don't know. I've gained a lot of respect for him over this past season.
Okay. I like Travis Kelce. I think he's a very good player. And I think too, maybe around the goal line, I think Pat Mahomes could be a minus for Travis Kelce. Because I think Pat Mahomes wants to roll out and make a nice play and just zip it in there. And, obviously Travis Kelce is going to be heavily covered, maybe 1 or 2, and he's going to find Rashee Rice or someone MVS who's not a high target wide open. So I can see that side of it too, where that's a minus. Whereas Tom Brady's we're throwing a fade to fucking Gronk at the corner. What are we doing? We're just doing that,
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that too. But Gronk, I'm a Steelers fan, so I unfortunately had to see Gronk destroy us multiple times. So I don't know. That could
Can't
be like
relate,
my
right?
bias.
Right, Tiz? We can't relate to that shit, boy. Tom
Oh,
Brady
yeah.
knew what time it was when he rolled into the Mile High, dog.
Tom Brady just can't stand the Manning brothers, man.
Ah,
They're his kryptonite.
that's right. That's right.
It's true.
It's true.
Come on.
True.
Okay, but here's the bet, and then we can move on. Here's my big Super Bowl bet
go
that
ahead,
I'm
go ahead.
doing. I'm doing Travis Kelce 2 or more touchdowns parlayed with Christian McCaffrey 2 or more touchdowns. I think CMC scored 2 touchdowns, almost 3 last game. Travis Kelce, I believe, scored 1 or 2, but has a game where he scored 2 in the playoffs. I think that's my way of not having to pick a winner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the NFL is all about their stories, and there's good stories on either team here, really. But listen, after deliberation amongst each other right now, I want the 49ers to win, really, because I like Christian McCaffrey, but I think it's super cool that, okay, ready? This is not groundbreaking news, but this is groundbreaking news to me because I just learned this. Christian McCaffrey coach is Kyle Shanahan, right?
Yeah.
And then Ed McCaffrey and Mike Shanahan, they were a coach-player duo, and they won a Super Bowl together, correct?
Multiple.
So, okay, I'm all for the sons following their dad's
See, I
footsteps.
know, and that's why
I mean,
for me,
that's
I'm
beautiful. That's a
like I
beautiful
should be
story.
rooting because their GM's John Lynch, who was
Yeah. See, that's beautiful to me.
I'm
That's
changing my mind.
That's poetic. That is poetic as it gets. So I'm rooting for, I think, the 49ers. I think, right? But I don't know. We're going to see come time that I'm watching who I'm actually rooting for. Yeah. Go ahead, Tiggy Nation.
Yeah, I like the McCaffrey too. The one touchdown, it's pretty good odds. It's like minus 200, kind of like it was in the regular season. And it's like, if anyone's going to score a touchdown, it's going to be him. I don't know. I think those odds are too low. And for him to get 2 is pretty. If they score 3 touchdowns, he's probably getting 2 of them. So I think that's good. Good odds.
Yeah.
Kelce, there's a chance. I think probably a better bet. I think Pat Mahomes throws a pick. I think him throwing an interception is pretty on par with the Super Bowl. But like, I would still take McCaffrey 2, Mahomes interception, Mahomes 2 touchdowns, and I still think the Chiefs will probably win.
Dude, see, that's so a dream scenario of mine from a gambler's mind. Knowing that the Chiefs are already plus money, but only like plus 100 would be gorgeous for the 49ers to jump up like to a quick 14-0 lead.
Yeah.
See that money line add up, hammer the fucking Chiefs, and then just let the good times roll. That's what I hope happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do like the 49ers, and I like them not for a player, but I like them for, I forget the fullback's last name, but her first name's Kristen
Juszczyk.
And I'm sure you guys have seen like the jackets she's been making. She made the Taylor Swift one.
Yeah.
She made Brittany Mahomes, the Pat one, that same game and stuff. And she just got licensing rights from the NFL to make those like jacket dress things and stuff like that. A lot of people were mad in the comments I saw of being like,
figures, bro. A woman in the NFL. What the fuck?
Well, it wasn't that. A lot of people were mad about that. They were like, there's a lot of black women that do these like dresses and stuff like that. I guess in history, I haven't seen them until a big account posted it, so I wouldn't know. But a lot of people were like saying like, oh, of course, yada yada yada, and it's like a lot of people could be like, yeah, it's because her husband is in the NFL. That's the only reason they're getting rights.
The only reason, and because the husband made sure for every single thing that was posted, he would comment underneath it and say, made by Kristen, whatever. Mm-hmm. Every single post. And Tiggy, you didn't even have to bring that up. It's Black History Month tomorrow. It's still January. We don't have to worry about it right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But super excited. I think those jackets are cool. It's like I would want something like that. I think that's amazing. But at the same time, they're probably gonna be like $800 or something crazy.
Yeah.
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 They look super sick quality, and just the fact like she's cutting up jerseys to make them too. You know,
I did find on Etsy and I bought it.
Etsy's freaking awesome.
It's a double XL Ream Christopher Bell. Literally looks like from one of his like crew chief men or whatever it was. Like for $40, it's got like the zipper thing on it, and it's the only size that they had, and it was a double XL. And I can't wait to get that. But
dude, that is so funny because when I bought his old the T-shirt when he used to race dirt, you know those cars that are like that.
Yeah,
they look like they look like a triangle.
Yeah, the midgets.
That was the same way. It was one shirt, one size, and it happened to be my size. And I was like, well, it's meant to be. So
yeah,
that's fire.
I was pumped.
Now I'm looking at stuff.
I mean, I'm looking at a Budweiser one, Dale Earnhardt here. What was it $30?
Dude, literally
Red Bomber.
They're sick. Like Etsy's got some heat. I'll give Etsy a free shout out. I found like a sick trucker hat like this with like the white rope with just a massive Toyota logo on it too that I'll wear.
Well, you got to help me out now when we're done because I got to get something here.
Yeah, well. Oh wait, did we even tell? We didn't even tell Tig.
What?
Did we tell
about
him
our
to Darlington?
No, so this was all like spur of the moment. Because as my mom and dad got us Kenny Chesney tickets in May for here in Atlanta. So they're coming down for that. But so the Sunday before is the Darlington race in South Carolina, which is like 3 hours from here. Mm-hmm. So mom and dad are actually just going to drive down. But Jake's going to come down, and then we're going to drive up probably early Sunday, go to the race. That's one of the races where Kyle Busch will be repping the zone stuff.
That's it.
Yeah, so super pumped about that.
The track too tough to tame. I love Darlington, bro. Highlighted in episode 2 of Full Speed.
There we go.
So yeah, Darlington, I got us 6 seats right in turn. So last time, okay. So we're gonna be right in turn 4. So right in turn 4, good view of turn 4 and the finish line. Freaking amped for that. So I'm super pumped for that. Yeah.
That's cool. That'll be a great time. Is it Kenny Chesney Saturday, race Sunday?
So race Sunday.
Race Sunday.
And then they're gonna stay down the whole week. Kenny the following Saturday.
That's awesome. That'd be a good time though. That's a full week.
It's gonna be lit. I'm pumped, but I don't know what made me think of this. What do we think about the state of Texas right now, thinking about going against the Fed and defending the border, and how all of these states have signed, West Virginia included, to back Texas in doing it? Very interesting times. I don't know what made me just think of that, but I had it written down for like, I think stuff last week and just forgot. Kind of crazy that we might see a border defense, and it's even hitting home harder because I'm doing my Narcos rewatch. So like, as all of this is going on, kind of interesting, boys. Kind of interesting.
I'm one on being fully transparent. I have no idea what we're talking about right now. So you guys are gonna have to give me the lowdown on what's going on, because when I say I have no idea, I mean actually not one clue what's happening. So feel free to let me know what the hell is going on right now. Onward.
So basically, I've seen this on Twitter where Phoenix is actually like kind of like, I don't know if it was a hotbed or something like that, but there was multiple flights from Phoenix on like Delta flights flying east, moving migrants that like don't have any identification or anything like that. They just have like these plastic bags, and one person that had like a decent following on Twitter was posting. It was like, "Is this serious?" And she was like going to other people in the fight. It's like, "Do you realize who's on the flight with us?" Yeah, no one does. No one realizes because they're migrants. Like they're not citizens of the U.S. I believe they came over illegally, and even the pilots are kind of like speaking out and being like, I feel pretty unsafe. The fact that like, I don't know who's all on my aircraft. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a national security issue.
Yeah,
in a sense, like
the cartels are literally having people pay them. I'm pretty sure, like, let's just throw a number, like $10,000, and basically it's like, hey, you give us $10,000, we will get you to the border of the United States. So, like, not only are they doing their cartel shenanigans, they're now also becoming a import-export business for humans that want to get into the United States. And like people are making videos of like cartel people just dropping them off right on the border, like throwing the bird, like they don't give a shit. And from their perspective, why would you? But like, it's like now it's getting so bad that the state of Texas has come out, JT, and said, take this how you want to, which a lot of people are, is that they are going to defend the border because it's getting so bad. And I think there's like 20 to 25 states that have signed a petition backing them, basically being like, yo, like this is your backyard. Like you have the right to defend this. And a lot of people are taking that as defending is like, it may get violent to try to stop the influx of people that are coming into the country. And I think we all agree it's not that we care that people want to become citizens of the country. It's how they're doing it and how everybody has to go through a process to become a citizen. And it's basically like you have the state of California now that's passing or wants to pass some law that free health care for all immigrants. Like, it's like, that's crazy. That's kind of crazy, actually. Where like, I don't get free health care and I've worked here my whole life. And like, just because somebody's going to walk across an imaginary line that's not from here, they can be like, you, sir, you know, I don't know. I don't think it's right, actually. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, I did see that. I saw the free healthcare thing. I don't think that is right either. Everything's all kind of screwed up these days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't, I'm not a legal guy. I don't have a lot of knowledge on explaining legal stuff, but to me, it doesn't make sense how you have American people who literally can't afford to take care of themselves and just die because we have to pay all this money for our healthcare and stuff, and then things like that happen, you know.
And real quick, and then we can just jump past it. I just want to say this. It's hard for me to care. I'm team human. I always want, I want humans to thrive, but it's hard for me to care what's going on and how everybody always wants to bring up all of this stuff that's happening in all of these other countries that have nothing to do with us, when there's literally insane shit going on right here that we're not spending our money on, and it feels like nobody cares. So like, I'm just done worrying about things that are going on across the pond. Obviously, I don't want bad stuff to happen, but like, we got to start worrying about our backyard before we start going and hanging out at your friend's house, dude. Worry about all your shit first, and then once yours is proper, then you can then be your global police force or whatever it is. But I don't know. That's just how I feel.
I agree. Mend your own garden, and the butterflies will come, Jake. If you mend your own garden, the butterflies will come. Don't go chasing butterflies.
That's right.
I do have, I'm not trying to backtrack, but just really, really quickly, back to football real fast. Freaking Dan Campbell, man. Rooting for the Lions. I think everyone in America was rooting for the Lions. The dude's got to swallow his pride a little bit, man. Kick the field goal. Just kick the field goal. Yes. Sorry. You got to swallow it.
He's
bro.
been that guy all year.
Listen,
Could you imagine if he would have kicked the field goal and they missed it? And then everybody would have been like, oh,
That's my whole point, though.
But
I
why?
know that's the way he rolls. But swallow your damn pride for 1 second and kick the field goal.
But everybody needs to quit assuming that the field goal would have went in.
You're right. 100%.
And honestly, that's why this hat was going to be more funny. I ordered this before the fucking game was over. It's in Lions colors. It has Taylor Swift across the front. This hat was purchased while the Lions were dominating. And then,
is that a Barstool hat?
Yeah.
Or what is it?
This is like a Etsy website.
Oh, well, I'm looking on Etsy. Sorry. But yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
I don't know. I just look at it like it's hard for me to get mad at him for going for it because that is who he was.
No,
if it was a coach that never went for it and then went for it, that's completely different.
Right. I get it. I just had to throw it out there.
That's fine. I get it.
I don't like Dan Campbell, and I'm glad they lost.
Oh,
how?
Man. Whatever, dude.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's just run and gun, tough football, and I just that doesn't fly nowadays. I root for the Steelers, and look where they're at. I mean, come on, you need some flash, you need some pizzazz.
Oh,
please, you need an X factor. Okay,
don't you ever disrespect Detroit by trying to compare them to Pittsburgh right now. Don't you ever.
You're right. They haven't won a title since what? The Red Wings in 2009?
Don't you ever disrespect Henry Ford like that, dude. He's the reason we have the 40-hour work week, bro.
The thing is, you're not Henry Ford. You're Henry Ford II.
Great.
Whoa.
What a good movie.
Yeah, so Cornhole got rained out last week.
Cornhole update. Rained out. Are you happy with that? Sometimes I love when shit gets canceled.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't feel like leaving my apartment. And it was a long, the past couple weeks have just been long. A lot of craziness happening in the tobacco world. So I was low key like, oh, okay, we'll make it. I don't have to leave now. Now, listen, here's where the problem is. My cornhole team listens to the pod. So they're going to hear me say this, and they're going to rip me. I'm going to get a text in our group text that says, wow, JT's glad our game was canceled. That's what's going to happen. But
listen, boys, hold on,
I'm standing my ground.
I'll give you some advice. As a guy that grew up with this kid, if he didn't want to go, just be thankful it got canceled. He could be a real sourpuss sometimes. He could have been 30 minutes late, made you guys wait around. Okay.
Listen, we're gonna backtrack here. I am the most. Now, don't pull a mom here, Jake, and say you're late all the time because I was late once, Mom. I know you're listening because you do that thing. I am the most timely person on the face of the earth. Okay, I just was running a little behind tonight. All right. Sorry, fellas.
I know.
It won't happen. Won't happen again. Look at this freaking Toyota jacket on Etsy, fleece lined.
Yeah, see, like you can buy so much cool shit on Etsy.
Check that out.
$31. Dude,
like that.
You can't even feed a family of 3 for $31 these days.
You want to know what's something crazy? And I've done this a couple times here, and I'm not the proudest of it, but you put an order. I literally think, okay, so there's this place I like. They got really good wings, okay? It's called JR Crickets, okay?
Okay.
There's been times you get 15. There's obviously quantities you choose. 15 wings, okay? Over $50 DoorDash. That's insane.
What's more insane is that you've done it more than once.
I have. I've done it. I'm not gonna lie and say I have not done it, but it's crazy because you're right, Jake. You can't feed a family for $30.
You can't.
That's where I was going with that.
And obviously, I just want you guys to know, yeah, I was annoyed before the episode, but that was a lot of theater as well. Trying to spice this fucking shit up, dude.
No, okay.
I'm
So
like
you know
I'm like a fucking chef.
It's actually it's like it's a great it's
Spit it out.
It's a great story because I was sending Jake Tiggy Nation. I was sending Jake this TikTok of the New Heights podcast of Jason and Travis did something, and Jason got so fucking pissed that he walked off, and they had to resume the next day. And I sent that to Jake. I said that only a brother can do that to you, and that's what happened before the pod started. No, if you said to me, Tiggy Nation, yeah, JT, you're late, I would have been like, shut up, dude, or whatever. But because Jake did it, it really fired me up. And I was ready to dive through the computer screen. But we're back. So
well, I'm glad it fired you up. I meant to bring it up earlier. The best part about that New Heights clip is they had to stop the pod, and then the next day they resumed it. And Travis was so committed, he wore the exact same shirt.
Yeah.
I think he was wearing a hockey jersey or something.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that's awesome. He did.
And it's he's that committed to the bit. It's that's fucking sick.
No, but dude, speaking of brothers, I saw your brother.
My brother?
Last weekend at the hole. He was picking up food. And I was like, "What's up?" And he was like, "What's up?"
So it's funny that you mentioned. You want to know why he went to the hole?
Why?
Because he called Pickles and they didn't fucking answer.
Dude, I mean, listen, Pickles, you got a stigma now. You got to answer the phone.
Yeah, you got to I know they run a tight ship there, and they have 2 people at one time all the time. Doesn't matter how many people are there. But you're right, you got to answer the phone. Got to answer the phone.
I mean, do you want money or no?
Some people don't. Some people don't, dude. I was just watching the Andrew Schultz Flagrant 2 podcast because our guy Dave's on it this week, and he was saying that ha 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 music video he spent $1 million on. And we just learned this a couple weekends ago that 1 million views on YouTube pays you out $30,000 once you get so many subscribers. Really? He said it just has a little over 1 million. So he's like, I literally just spent all that money for a music video. And he was funny about it. He was just like, yeah, the views on YouTube are down. That's why.
They turned the algorithm off on this one.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why. You know?
Yeah, and he was saying he got Brad Pitt in the show because he remembered that one of his friends told him 3 years ago, who was some kind of assistant for Brad Pitt or in some kind of music thing or movie thing, that mentioned Dave, that Brad Pitt was a fan of his show. So he said 3 years later, he emailed him to ask him to do the part in the season finale, Dave, and Brad Pitt was so cool. He carved out 4 whole days just to do it because he was such a fan of the show.
That's sick.
That is
so
cool.
sick.
That's sick. Him being in it towards the end was awesome too for Dave.
Dude, Schultz pressed him a little bit. He's like, "Are we getting more Dave? Will we get more Dave?" Very interesting answer from old Lil Dickus. He said during the writer's strike, he liked it because it got him back in the studio fully making music again. And he's been having so much fun making music that he said the way his show ended was so high and his music career is valued at so much lower than that he wants to try to keep making music so he can be on a higher threshold for music than he has been. I don't know. Interesting.
I will say when the new album got announced and then you could see the song titles and I was like, wait, these are songs we've all heard before. And they were. And I was a little disappointed because back in the day, his first album, they're all stories. You know what I mean? It's very like storytelling, and there was only a couple in this new one, but it's like I miss old Lil Dicky when he was just telling stories the whole song. You know what I mean? I miss that style. And it's like, yeah, he made an album of every song that's already in the fucking show. You know what I mean?
Well, it's the album he's making in the show, right, JT? Isn't Peanut is the album? Yeah. So that's also why I think it's so sick, because he's like I can't keep making a show or a movie and then 10 years from now go and be a rapper again. He's like, if I'm going to do it, I need to do it like now. And now that I'm back in it, like he's kind of vibing with it. So dude, so who knows? Maybe this year, next year, we'll get like a legit Lil Dicky album. Be fucking awesome. But
that'd be sick.
It was very surprising to hear him say he doesn't know. He said after season 1 and 2, when he rewatched it, he was like, "Oh, we could have done this better, could have done that better." He said he thinks season 3 was perfect, and he's worried that he doesn't think he could make something of that caliber or higher. Which, respect for him for saying that.
I'm having a brain fart. Was it 2 or 3 seasons? 2 seasons. 3. See, that's crazy. That just cooked right by. But no. But you know what? I respect that, because there's a problem with today's thing where people don't know when to just end it, you know? Whether it's movie series, show, they're always trying to grab for more because the fans are there, they want to make money. It's okay to just end it, you know? Like,
I agree.
Ended it on a high note. We good, you know, that's how they ended it with freaking Gata, like fire. You know, maybe it's good as it is, you know?
Yep. I'll also say the only way Travis Kelce retires from football is if he ends up with Taylor Swift forever.
Whoa.
Because I think if he retires and they break up, I think he's probably going to be like, I wish I was playing football. You know what I mean?
Is it crazy for me to say that I really actually think they're in deep, deep love, and you can see it? Like I genuinely think they are head over heels for each other. Like, seeing how excited she was for him when they were down on the field and she was listening to him talk, and like the videos of her watching him dance while he's playing on the sidelines, like the joy that it brings her.
Yeah.
Like, it's giving me goosies right now. It's making me really happy.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I literally have like 3 things in my photo of just because I'm like, that just looks so like
they're so happy.
They're so happy together, and it's fucking sick.
If they win, man, I think Travis Kelce propose, retire. I mean, what if they win? The Chiefs win. He proposes to Taylor Swift, and he's like, "I retire." Retire with his brother, winning a Super Bowl, marrying Taylor Swift. I mean,
what's 9 months from February? Is that November?
November. Baby in November. Like, what more do
holiday
you need?
Season, boys.
You know?
What a better time to have a child than holiday season.
True.
You're looking at one.
That's true. That's true.
Pretty exciting dude. You know.
One other thing in the music world. I don't know if you guys saw Zach Bryan, cornball, but still love the guy. He announced he's making a new music video where Matthew McConaughey is the star of his music video, that's big time.
That is big
time. I
I
think the other dude in it is the dude from Ready Player One.
I think it is. It looks like him.
Really?
The main guys. So him and McConaughey are starring in Zach Bryan's music video, which, I mean, that's fire. That's sick.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not a big Zach Bryan fan. I'm just not a big country fan, honestly. So, yeah, I know we were talking music earlier. I think the only concert I have slated probably for the next year is Creed coming out.
Oh, yeah.
AZ. I'm going to go see, I think it's Creed, Three Doors Down, Finger 11 in
that is fire.
coming to Phoenix September 4th, which I think is actually my sister's birthday.
That's Labor Day weekend too.
Labor Day. I think it's I think this concert's on a Wednesday, which is probably good.
Yeah, that's cool.
It won't be too hectic, but yeah, it'll be a good time. Fucking excited.
See, I got Kenny on the slate, I got ZB on the slate, and also I just planned a spontaneous trip to Charlotte the first weekend to hang out with Seth for a weekend.
Okay.
Guess who's fucking down there Friday night, dude? Olivia fucking Rodrigo.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah, that would be fun.
I called Seth and I was like, dude, I know tickets are so expensive right now, but this might have to just be one of those things that when we get there, we just do it. Because, like, imagine how fun it would be all noonered up and you're just in the,
well, dude,
y'all happy and healthy.
Dude,
like,
here's
vibing.
Cool.
Here's the thing, though. You could bank that and buy, like, game time tickets, like, right as the thing's starting. Because when Morgan Wallen was here at Truist Park, it had been going on already, like, probably like a half hour in or something. But it's a long show. I pulled up, and tickets were, like, dirt cheap to just go as it had already started. And I'm like, that's not a terrible move.
No.
Like, if you're close to the place, like, not a bad move at all.
Yeah, I mean, you're just preying on luck, though. That's like being on a standby flight and just being like,
it's all
getting out of here. That's cool, though. I was gonna bring up Super Bowl. Isn't Usher's performing the halftime, right?
Yeah, not really excited.
Yeah,
I like Usher. I like more. I like he's got pretty anthem songs, which I think play for the Super Bowl. But I'm pretty sure Usher performed like 12 years ago too. So
yeah, I don't know who I was talking to. What may have been on here with you guys. I was talking to Angie about this. I was like, I just don't get the Usher thing. Like,
I don't either.
Like, why is it? I feel like no, I don't even mean Usher himself. I just don't know why now they pick Usher. Like, I feel like a lot of the times they pick, like, not old people, but people who have been around the wave for a while.
I can tell you why. You don't get paid for it.
Oh.
You don't get paid to do the halftime show. They just pay for whatever production you want to have, because the eyes on the Super Bowl are so big that their payment to you is whatever production you want, and then assuming that after that your numbers will skyrocket. If I remember that correctly, that is why it's always a big deal when somebody decides to do the Super Bowl that's relevant, because I don't think you get paid. That's why when Lady Gaga did it, it was huge.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. Yeah. That's insane. Yeah. And I guess like the younger, because I was like, why don't we have like Olivia Rodrigo? Why don't we have Dua Lipa?
Like Billie Eilish. I said Dua Lipa. Like, why not the young up and comer people that are huge right now? Like,
well, because I'm not trying to get horny watching Dua Lipa when I'm betting. I mean, this is like 4 years ago all over again.
And then that made me, it's so funny. We're having the same conversation that me and Angie had, and it just leading me to my next thoughts of our same conversation. And then I got on the topic. I'm like, what male artists are big? Like young, are there any other than like Bad Bunny? Like, is there a big male artist now? It's all the girls are taking over the world, which I'm all for. I'm all about it. The
only young big male person that we can claim is not in music, and it's Timothée Chalamet. You can't name another young male other than, like you said, Bad Bunny and Timothée Chalamet. Everything else is female led, which, like you said, I'm cool with, but like. Yeah. That's just what's going on.
I was just thinking about it. I'm like, man, am I just really that far in my own world that I don't even know? And then I'm like, I don't think there are any. Like, but yeah. So it definitely would have been
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast could go out.
Mr. Beast, yeah.
Tom Holland could go out there and maybe do like a backflip or something.
That's right. Tom Holland is a big one.
He could do his lip sync battle like he did. You know what I'm talking about, when he was in
that.
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's no like bands anymore either. You know what I mean? There's fucking nothing.
Well, dude, that genre Like there are like startup. It never gets. Like there's a couple on my phone, like 408 I'll listen to, and like just like a couple random ones that are good. They don't have the million a month, but they're right there.
Well, yeah, right. And we talked about it, dude. I'm telling you, like, country is in right now.
Country's
like,
the biggest right now, I
the
think.
country artist, I feel like that's what's in right now. Like Jelly Roll and like Zach Bryan and all those guys, I feel like is kind of the vibe right now. I think it goes in waves, but
well, you know why Cardi B explained it. You know why that this is going on right now?
Cardi B explained something. I would love to hear.
She said, she goes, she's like, well, when them whites in the Midwest, they always used to buy CDs and everything like that. And now they all have phones now, so they're able to stream, and the streams are becoming big that now they're listening to their music, and that's why you see country at the top. That's my Cardi B voice. Terrible Cardi B voice. That's what Cardi B had to say.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, she might not be wrong. If I'm just keeping it real, she might be right, actually.
Yeah. Well, not trying to get too far off topic here, but Jake, we talked about this a little bit. Charles Wesley Godwin is actually going to take over the country.
He's our guy.
The country world, the West Virginia boy, Morgantown boy, on Joe Rogan. Was on a freaking UFC theme song like commercial. I mean, he's taken over, so I'm pumped to see his rise to fame.
Dude, and then that teacher's going viral because of all the young kids screaming country roads in the classroom. Did you guys see this video at all?
No.
There's literally a group of kids. I don't even know where they're from. She's a teacher and they request country roads, and she's recording herself play it, and she puts the song on, and all these kids start going nuts. They're just like, West Virginia, and she's just like, what is going on right now?
That's fire.
And then like, dude, I don't know, man. I'll tell you this about West Virginia, dude. We coming in football, dog. We coming. Dead ass, dude. We are coming, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I like it. In terms of West Virginia coming, I would have to disagree because WTRF7 tweeted this yesterday that people in West Virginia would need to present some form of state-sponsored identification before accessing porn in West Virginia.
I'm happy you brought this up, Tig. This was a big topic of conversation within the
pure
boys,
state.
Within the boys group text, and that's boys from the north and boys from the south or boys in the middle, all West Virginia guys. And I came to the conclusion, I think I'm done jerking off. I don't want the Fed to know how many times I yank my crank. I don't need them to know that information. And I can put my hand up. I think if that becomes a thing, I will retire from that form of pornographic material, which therefore will lower my ejaculations per day, which therefore may lead to better days. I don't know.
EPD ejaculations per day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how they can monitor. How are they going to monitor this? I'm very curious.
They do it in Utah already.
Like if you're just in the state of West Virginia, you can't access like Pornhub or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
how do they do? Do they like
ask me for a friend? Ask me for a friend.
Hold on.
Ask me for a friend here.
Think about sports gambling. Think about the sports gambling.
Oh yeah.
Apps and how it's state by state.
And they just have a location base.
Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
but like then it says you got to present some state issued identity. What does that mean? You're putting in your license?
Yes, you have to put in your driver's license information, and that is why I'm out of the game.
Well, yeah, you do have to do things for that now. Like a lot of the times down here when we were like signing up to go look at apartments and all just shit like that, you have to like take a picture and like scan your ID to show that it's really you, which is wild that you just can do that. At this point, it should be like, I know you can do it in Georgia, probably a lot other states. At this point, IDs should just be like on your phone. It should be like a QR code. Like, this is my ID. And they scan it and yeah.
That's racist, bro. Not everybody can afford a phone.
True. Well, Obama phone.
I don't quite think that's racist.
Obama phone.
It might
Everyone
be.
has one.
It might be what would that be? Classist?
I'm just getting it out of the way. It's not February yet. Let me live. Fuck.
I think I've been to the airport and you can get somehow your ID on your phone with your boarding pass. I don't know how, and like probably only certain states can do it, but I agree. I think like ID, Social Security, everything should be attached. Like on Twitter, I don't think people should be having fucking alt accounts at all.
Yeah,
I think people should be having one account. You can have like another account for like a business, like Juicebox Podcast, like should be able to have one that, you know what I mean? If you have like a website or like some sort of some sort of like actual structure. You shouldn't be able to make a new Twitter like it's a fucking Gmail account. I think that is ridiculous.
I don't know, man. There's a sick account on there. His name's Mountie Juice WV, and he's really funny, and he just fights with all the WV fans. And without that guy, I don't know how I would be able to live. But here's what I will say. I can understand. I bet the people that can put it on their phone have federal IDs. Like when I just got my license renewed, I didn't get the federal ID because I was trying to save $10, dude, because like I gotta eat, you know what I mean? Like I need that money. I don't need to put it towards an ID. And now I'm just putting two and two together that my license,
so full of shit, dude.
My license will not work next year. So I'm going to have to just go get another one because in 2025, the only IDs that'll work in this country are the federal IDs, supposedly.
Allegedly. I don't know. It's insane. But maybe that'll deter people away from porn, because probably from just annoyance of constantly putting in your fucking identification. That would get me. I'd do it like twice. Be like, I mean, I'm not fucking doing this. This is ridiculous.
Same. Do you think Canada looks at us the way we look at Mexico?
Let me ask you, how do you think we look at Mexico?
Yeah.
We look at Mexico as a narco state, narco country, a place that is ran by drug dealers. Because that's what it is. Like it's fine. I don't want to say that in a derogatory way. That's just what it is. That's fine. Like that's what this country kind of is too with pharmaceuticals. So we're not judging anybody. We're not judging anybody. We're in the same arena. We just make ours legally, supposedly, and they do theirs illegally, which makes theirs wrong and ours right. But that's a story for another day. I think we look at Mexico as like a narco outlaw place, and I wonder if Canada looks at us the same.
I don't think Canada. I think not only Canada, I think the whole world looks at us the same way.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't think
you just see, and not to bring up TikTok, but you just see in comments people from other countries, like we're kind of like we get laughed at, you know, like on a lot, like you stupid Americans and all this shit.
Yeah,
from a lot of.
They even mentioned it in Griselda. Which, let me talk about Griselda just for a second, dude. Honestly, I joke, this podcast is going until midnight. This is going to be our first 4-hour podcast.
No, it's not, because I'll fall asleep.
No,
go ahead.
You won't. Griselda, first of all, incredible show. I didn't talk about this, did I? Okay. Mm-hmm. Incredible show. Sofia Varga. It is about Griselda Blanco, who is known as the godmother, the first woman narco.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then essentially, it was funny. Two things. The show opens up. It's just a black screen. A quote pops up. It's a Pablo Escobar quote. It said, I never was afraid of any man in my life except a woman named Griselda Blanco. So that kind of set the tone for the whole show. Didn't realize that all that stuff was going on at the same time with the Medellin cartel, Mexico. I didn't realize that I thought this was later, but very cool. But yeah, that was one of the big things that they emphasized even back in the 80s in that show is all of these women would bring over the coke and shit on their tits before they had Bahama Islands and everything. And they all would show up here and they'd be like, I thought this place was supposed to be like nicer than where we're from. And it's just, dude, listen, America's marketing team figured it the fuck out. Yeah. That's the first and foremost. The marketing in America is incredible. And again, I love it here. I'm not saying I wouldn't want to be here, but it is kind of crazy when you see stuff in other countries and hear about stuff in other countries, and you're just like, we're supposed to be this great place, and like there's holes in our roads. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I have heard other like a lot of good things about that show, so I'm gonna have to put it in the queue.
It's only like 5-6 episodes, quick watch, limited series. Like they're about an hour 50 some, but it's cool because it obviously has the same characters, real life characters, and Griselda as Narcos, because it's obviously she's dealing with the Colombia. She's not dealing with Pablo Escobar, but she's dealing with a group of individuals that were massive in Colombia at the time that are highlighted in Narcos, which is pretty cool as well. The Ochoa brothers.
Yeah.
The Ochoas.
That's cool. Right now I'm watching Reacher, which is I'm 2 episodes in. It's phenomenal and it's awesome. And then Band of Brothers. So that's what I'm watching right now.
What about that new one with Austin Butler?
I haven't seen it. Well, I want to watch Band of Brothers and then Pacific, and then I want to watch Masters of Air. I want to watch all 3. So I'm gonna watch Band of Brothers first, then Pacific, then Masters of Air. So
Yeah.
I haven't got into anything else since the finale of Silo, because it just shook me, and I'm ready for Silo season 2. Avatar: The Last Airbender comes out in a couple weeks on Netflix. Be there or be square. Looks fire. Casting looks incredible. Very, very pumped about that. Roadhouse, I think, looks freaking awesome. All in on the Conor McGregor. I do. I think it looks great.
I think it looks good too.
I'm all in on Conor McGregor. I think he looks great. I think he'll do a great job. Anything with Jake Gyllenhaal in it's good.
Yeah,
Jake
that new
Gyllenhaal,
Fast and Furious movie looks awesome, dude.
Let me rephrase
Fast
that.
11, I think, is what it's called.
Jake Gyllenhaal is good in everything that he's in.
That's right.
He is. I honestly, I put him up there, top five. Jake Gyllenhaal, great actor. All in him for Roadhouse. So that's kind of
everyone's gonna cream their pants for Connor, and it's literally just a Fast and Furious movie.
Hey, fellas.
Yeah, it's literally.
Heard you have a smashing night.
Which again, I love Fast and Furious. Very excited for it. Will I tune in? Absolutely. But like it's just
Fast and Furious. It's all action. It's like Tom Cruise movie. It's gonna be great. I will say just on the record before we close up that Jake Gyllenhaal, Southpaw, not a good movie. I'll stand on that. Not that he did a bad job. I didn't like that movie. It's probably like my least favorite boxing movie I've ever seen. But yeah.
Whatever, dude.
It's because they had to redo it. They probably had to rush it.
It's because it had a dark tone to it.
It's because
dark.
Half of it was filmed with Eminem. That's why Eminem did the soundtrack. He was going to do the soundtrack, and he was playing Jake Gyllenhaal's character. And then Eminem was just like, I can't focus on the soundtrack and do this movie. So he just decided to do the soundtrack, and then they brought in Jake Gyllenhaal. So I'm sure they had to like crunch it and rush. Dude, Tiggy, you're just a fucking hater, dude. The movie's awesome, bro.
All right. Tiggy, hater, got it.
Well, boys, I think lunch break I think lunch break's about over.
I'm gonna start live streaming on our YouTube, just sitting here talking.
Okay.
He's fired up.
I would tune into that. But here we go. Look at that. We went for another hour and 20-minute episode. So I don't want to hear anything. Maybe we need to start late every time. Just kidding.
No, here's the thing. I don't care. I'm not getting into it. No. I don't care when we do it. It's just.
I said right off the rip, I'm going to be running a little behind probably.
You told us at 6:45 when we were supposed to start at 7 that you were going to run a couple minutes behind. And the couple minutes ended up being 2 minutes.
No, it was not 32 minutes.
It was a couple minutes, and then 20 minutes later, you said, all right, I need 12 minutes. And then...
It was 5:52, 7 o'clock. I said, we'll let you know as soon as I get home. Maybe a little after 7. So, yeah, frick right off.
Okay. How much? If I texted you, I'm going to pick you up a little bit after 7 in front of your house, what time would you be outside to be ready?
I would.
Let's end it on this. Just answer the question.
if you told me you're going to be running a little late
No,
after 7, I'd probably get outside at around 7:27.
That's
And guess
not
what?
true.
That's when we started tonight, 7:27.
That is not true. If I said I'll get you a little after 7, you probably would be outside waiting at what, about 7:10? Is that fair to say? 7:12? Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
In a real life scenario?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, 7:27. You know, I'd probably give it around 25, 28 minutes if you said you're running a little behind. So yeah, guys, thanks for hopping in line tonight. Sorry for the 2-hour delay, guys. Can't help when the weather's bad, okay? It's not my decision when school decides to start 2 hours late. Thanks for hopping back in line with us. It was a great time. I love you. We'll see you all again next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.